Hi everyone, today our picture is going to be in the style of Pablo Picasso. This is one of his most famous pictures called Three Musicians. And we've talked about before that he is an artist who uses a cubist or an abstract style, meaning that he doesn't want it to look realistic and he wants people to see different things in his pictures. So, in this one, there are three musicians, and there are two dogs. Pablo Picasso loved dogs and cats. He had many of them throughout his life. So the musicians in this picture, here is one playing a clarinet. They're kind of at a table. Here is another one who's playing a guitar, and this final one, here's the sheet music, and he is playing a keyboard or piano. The two dogs, there's a dog here under the table, and there's a dog here behind everybody. And we can kind of tell they're inside because here's the floor and here's the walls. So it's kind of a 3D representation of a room or maybe a stage that the three musicians are playing on. Okay, so we're going to be thinking about the style of Pablo Picasso today, and we're also going to be thinking about shapes and an abstract style to make our picture of three musicians. I'd like you to mix boys and girls in your pictures, so have at least two boys and one girl or two girls and one boy. I want you to be thinking about, are they inside or outside? These three are outside, and I can tell because of the sky and the grass and the trees. These three are going to be inside. In this one, I did two girls and a boy. This one's playing a guitar and a drum, and this one's playing a flute, and there's a kitty in this one, and they're inside. I did kind of the style of Pablo Picasso. Here's the ceiling, the back wall, the two walls, and the floor. I used shapes to draw my figures, and they're not super detailed. In this one, this example, they're inside also, and in this one, I did two boys and a girl, and this boy's playing a conga drum. This guy is playing a trumpet or a clarinet. I can't tell, I can't remember. And then this one is playing a flute. Okay, so abstract style using shapes to make your three figures. I'm also going to be giving you lots of different idea sheets for different kinds of instruments that they could be playing. Let's make them musicians because it's in the style of three musicians, so not a vocalist unless the vocalist has maracas or a tambourine or a triangle or something like that, so they can be a musician as well. Okay, so think about three people and three musicians. For me, it's easier to hold my paper hamburger or sideways direction just because it's easier to fit in all three musicians. All right, so I'm going to be using marker. I recommend that you start with pencil just so you can change your mind if you want to. So I'm going to kind of start about thinking about my three musicians. I think I'm going to make this one a girl. I'll give her a top knot. You don't have to make detailed faces because we're using the wonderful abstract style of Pablo Picasso. Then I'm going to give her a rectangle for a neck. Okay, and then I'm going to start thinking about what instrument she's playing. I'm going to do a guitar, so I'm going to do sort of a basic guitar shape. Remember, it does not need to have super details because we are using Picasso's abstract style, okay? So I'm going to pretend that she is playing a guitar, okay? And then I might want to have her hand there and maybe add some strings in, two rectangles for her legs and her feet. Okay, then I just need to think about two more musicians. I have my girl done, so I don't really need to be thinking about another girl unless I want to. So my next musician, I'm going to make a boy. And this one too, I'm going to make super simple. And he's going to be having a, going to be playing a conga drum, I think. So I'm going to draw a rectangular shape out like this. Just think about very simple shapes. And the conga drum is usually kind of oval on top. And then I'm going to add a little triangle shape here at the bottom. Okay. And then maybe one of his hands is on top, playing the drum. That hand is probably too realistic. You could probably use a shape just to do that if you want to, or if you want to add a few things that are realistic, that's okay too. All right, so then I have one last musician to be thinking about, and so I'm going to do this one, a second boy, and I'm going to start with an oval, and maybe he's wearing glasses, okay, and maybe he is holding his instrument because it's not his turn to be playing. So maybe he is playing a clarinet. Okay. So I'm going to have his arms just be simple rectangles coming up. Maybe he's wearing a hat. And then the rest of the rectangle for his body, his legs, and his feet. And then remember, you can add cats or dogs like there were in Picasso's picture. Maybe I'm going to add both, one of each. Maybe there's a cat over here. And then I can think about whether they're inside or outside. Okay, and maybe there's a dog back here. And again, I can be thinking about how much I want to show, how abstract I want it to be or not abstract. Then think about the environment. Again, are they inside or are they outside? Okay, so I am going to have them be inside. To create 2 walls and a room, I don't know if you remember, but we do the upside down Y. So a line down like this, and then make it look kind of like a Y. This other part of the Y comes all the way across, and that gives me this wall, and then the floor, okay? And then you can think about your details. What do you want to add? You can add musical notes if you want to. Please no words, numbers, or letters, only because that's not what this project's about, okay? And then I would like you to please use your crayons from your crayon box and add tons of color so it looks nice and finished. Okay, so be creative and have fun with your 3 musicians. Bye.